The Tampa Bay Rays lead our best-of-7 series 2-1. And Tim Wakefield a chance to get this series even for Boston. And he'll face Akinori Iwamura for the Rays in the top half of our first inning tonight. And a strike. And how about that, guys? An inauspicious start off the glove of Cash, but still Wakefield ahead in the count.
Well, you see his record again, double figures in wins, 19-5 career against the Tampa Bay Rays, but only 0-2 this season. Let's see the scouting report. Move the Russ, hasn't pitched in 16 days. Test the Rays' patience. Young team might go out of the strike zone after that knuckler, and 5 strong ones. The bullpen is rested for the Red Sox.
And Iwamura fouls that one away and is behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Iwamura 4 for 13 so far in the series, but a .417 lifetime average against Tim Wakefield. And he waves feebly and strikes out to open up the game. Here's the rest of the Tampa Bay starting lineup, brought to you by Kia Motors. Iwamura leads off at second base. Then it's B.J. Upton in center field. Upton has had a gigantic postseason. Carlos Pena, the local kid, bats third over at first. Then it's Evan Longoria at third. Carl Crawford at left. Willie Ibar, the DH. Then Navarro. Fernando Perez in right field. And Jason Bartlett, the shortstop, will hit ninth. Upton has hit 5 home runs this postseason. He's 4 for 13 in this series with a couple of homers. And his blow in the 3rd inning against John Lester last night, the key shot in the Rays' big win, 9-1 the final.
You can see those numbers. 3 home runs in his last 243 regular season at bats, and already 19 at bats in the postseason, 5 homers.
And he draws a 4-pitch walk and is aboard in front of Carlos Pena.
Defensively behind Tim Wakefield, you have to really fight against getting back on your heels because he throws so many balls out of the zone. Crisp is back in center field, his 2nd start in the championship. Euclid Lowry on the left side, Pedroia Katza on the right side. Kevin Cash is Wakefield's personal catcher. He started 42 games during the regular season, all of Wakefield's starts.
So an early dicey proposition for the Red Sox defensively. Upton with 44 steals and a tough man to catch in this 1st inning.
Well, what you have to do as a base stealer is just make sure that you're sure that he's going home. You don't have to get a great jump because the velocity of the knuckleball is only about 70 miles an hour. Kevin Cash will be challenged first and foremost to catch it, then the transfer with that big glove, and then the accurate throw. A lot of things have to go right for them to throw out B.J. Upton.
He got a huge jump, and there's absolutely no chance for Cash to throw out Upton, who steals second base standing up, and there it is. Runner at second, 1 out in the 1st for the Rays.
Well, Terry Francona talked about this. He said you're going to see a lot of wild pitches. You're going to see a lot of stolen bases. You're going to see a lot of walks. This is just what happens with Tim Wakefield on the mound. But look at that. That's about 8 steps before that ball is even delivered to the plate.
Yeah, this could be a track meet, and that's the big key about getting on base with the walks, base hits, whatever it takes. Tampa Bay's going to run.
Pena takes a generous outside corner for a called strike. Boy, has he been good in the postseason with runners in scoring position, hitting .600 with men at 2nd and 3rd so far in this 2008 playoff run. And he drives that one high in the air toward the monster. Bay going back. Track wall gone. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Pena homered in the 9th. He homers in the 1st tonight.
Steve Henderson, the hitting coach, told his hitters, swing at the high knuckleball, let the low one go. And that was a high knuckleball. And when you square up on a knuckleball without any rotation, it'll fly.
And I think important for Pena, you're not trying to pull that pitch, going with that pitch to left center field.
So Evan Longoria bats and rips one foul for a quick strike.
This ball is up away from Pena, and He just stays on it, not trying to muscle it, not trying to do too much. He had a big home run deep into the seats last night. He got a lot of confidence hitting here.
Now Longoria drives one deep left. That one's going to go. Back-to-back bombs for the Rays. And so the worst nightmare for Terry Francona has come to pass in this very first inning tonight. What do you do, and how long do you stay with Tim Wakefield?
When you throw a bad knuckleball, literally it sits on a tee right in front of the hitter. And we thought that Longoria was going to have a big night. Why? Because he doesn't have a step. He just waits back, almost like a softball hitter, and just waits for the ball to come in the zone.
There's another bullet. This one off the bat of Carl Crawford into the right field corner. Drew over quickly. Stand-up double. And the Rays are punishing Tim Wakefield early tonight. So Willie Ibar bats with a man aboard, 3 in, and only 1 man out. And for the Red Sox, it's a Yogi Berra deja vu all over again scenario. September 17th of this year, Tim Wakefield gave up 3 home runs against the Rays.
And the 3 guys that hit those home runs haven't even come to the plate yet. Ibar, Perez, and Gabe Gross. Gross is not in this lineup, but already Wakefield's had trouble. Ibar took him deep, batting as a right-handed hitter. He's a switch hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike. And he went fishing and missed it for a 1-2 count.
Well, you have your 3 switch hitters right in a row, Ibar, Navarro, and Perez. They're all going to hit from the right side. Joe Madden, an interesting story. He said, Fernando Perez, I want you to hit right-handed off Wakefield. He resisted, but not that long. He said, if you want to play, you better bat right-handed.
It's interesting, too, because Joe Madden went to the hitters and said, you know what, this guy's like throwing a slow curveball. And I don't think you hit well from the left side against those style of pitchers. So hit right-handed, I think you'll have more success.
A high towering fly ball down the left field line. And that will reach the seats. Here is that September 17th ambush of Tim Wakefield.
Well, he ended up giving up 3 home runs in that game. That one to Ibar. 6 runs in that game on the 17th. And after starting out his career 19-2, 19-3 against the Tampa Bay Rays, 0-2 this season with the ERA close to 6.
Runner takes third as Cash's throw is too high. Crawford steals a base. Ibar down on strikes. Runner at third, 2 away in the first.
Joe Madden always wants his base runners to move into third base whenever they have a chance, and the strikeout throw to third base is late. And he just feels with Wakefield on the mound, especially pass ball, wild pitch, you got a chance to score another run. Those are interesting numbers. His first 36 games, 19-2, but that was against a team that never won more than 70 games. This edition of Rays teams won 97 during the regular season.
And a little low inside to Deoner Navarro. 2 for 12 is he in the series with an RBI. And once again, this Fenway Park crowd stunned, silent, quiet, out of the proceedings early.
Well, Dustin Pedroia said last night, how can you cheer when the score is 9-1? It's difficult to do. You come back in, you haven't even got your hot dog and your beer, and you sit down and the score is 3-0 already.
Well, and it's especially unsettling to have Josh Beckett and John Lester get beat. Those are their top 2 pitchers, and you say, well, what's happening to these guys? If the Tampa Bay Rays are going to beat these 2 guys, what chance do we have?
Navarro missed that one. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, you thought that the Red Sox had an advantage because they've done so well against the conventional pitching of Beckett and Lester that the unconventional knuckleball of Wakefield might be their undoing. Wrong.
That missed the inside corner. First and third, 2 outs. As Wakefield issues his second walk of this first inning.
I have been so impressed with the way the manager and coaching staff of the Rays have prepared this young team. There is absolutely no urgency in anything they've done. After game one, Joe Madden and his coaches went around to all the players and talked to them and said, hey, let's just relax. You know, this is a big deal, but let's go back to our regular season approach. And boy, have they ever turned things around.
Some power in this inning, a couple of walks, a couple of stolen bases, just a perfect inning for them.
And Fernando Perez, the right fielder tonight, takes a called strike. In fact, Joe Madden said that after game one, he could see on the faces of his club they really were caught up in the moment of facing the Red Sox in this ALCS. That went away very quickly in game two with Longoria's home run against Josh Beckett.
The biggest hit in this series by far is that home run by Longoria. Down 2-0 and the top of the first, they come right back and tie that score.
Little pop right side. Kotze and Cash. Inning over. 3 runs across for the Rays against Wakefield in the first. Carlos Pena in opposite field. 2-run shot. Evan Longoria deep over the monster. And it's 3-0 Rays.